welcome to Tea Girls, where I will be today transplanting my seedlings. I have a lot of seedlings that are overdue for transplanting. I've just been very busy, so I haven't had a chance to do so. Let me go live here. I'm live on both ends. Hello, welcome to Tea Girls. Today I'll be transplanting my seedlings from right here to a bigger pot. This is long overdue, so there are a lot of them that needs to be transplanted. I'm going to be showing you right now. See right here, I guess you can tell the ones that are way taller. Yeah, a majority of them needs to be transplanted today. And I'm going to take this also and show right here too. Yeah, right there. Okay, I'm still going to show you guys what needs to be transplanted that I'm yet to transplant right here. You guys can see a lot of them. This one's have already been transplanted last week, and I have only, God knows, maximum 1 hour to get it done. So I better get going. I better get moving. All right. I think I spilled some water over here. So while I was transplanting, I decided to do a better setup this time. So for transplanting, the things you need is soil, bunny compost. For me, that's what I use. Bunny compost right here, and some water. When you're transplanting, you don't want the soil to be dry. You want it a little moist, and also you don't want the seedling tray soil to be dry, because then it makes it harder to just transplant them. And I showed you guys in my previous post, my previous live, I accidentally left some seedlings to dry out, and so you guys firsthand saw that it was definitely better to have it moist. So you saw the two differences. Thank you for the likes for those who are joining this. But so today I'm going to be transplanting a new set. They're mostly basils and peppers. And this is bunny compost for those who are just joining. And the reason I put bunny compost is to help with the growth of their leaves. Bunny compost is very rich in nitrogen. I'm going to take this down just a little bit. It's very rich in nitrogen. So at this moment, I want the leaves to grow to help with photosynthesis, which is needed to grow the plant. And in this case, because they are still seedlings and I don't want to get them burnt, I put just a little bit of bunny compost. Okay, so how did I get it to that grounded form? I basically used the blender. Bunny compost poop is like this little circle thing. It doesn't stink, except you leave it in water for a couple of days, then it starts stinking, but by itself it doesn't stink. All right, so this is what I do. The last time I was live, I was doing it, or I prepared the soil while I was doing it live, but this time I did it way ahead of time. And the soil I use is the Miracle Grow potting mix. I've been using this for years and it's been good, so I use it. I know people have their own soil that they swear by, the ones that they say never use. For me, as long as it's working for me and it's worked, there's no reason for me to try to do something else. Anybody's joining your live and is also gardening, drop in a comment below. Let me know what you are planning to plant this season. So like I was saying, so when you're transplanting, you want to make sure the soil is moist, not dry, because you just want to have the soil ready for the plant that is coming in. All right, you also want the seedling in its own little seed tray to be moist, because when it's dry, what happens is that when you take out the seedling to transplant, it's all by itself and it's so little and very fragile, and when you're transplanting it, you can easily just damage the plant. All right, so somewhat like this. Okay, that's how wet you want it to be. I'm going to add a little bit more, just a little bit of water. Oops, I added way too much. I was watching something, so I'm gonna add some more soil. My bad. So like I was saying, if you're also a gardener or you're interested in gardening, drop a comment below, let me know. Or if you're considering gardening and you're just stalling on it, let us know what's holding you back. What is holding you back? What's stopping you? I started gardening about 4 years ago. Alright. And now every year, my favorite thing to garden is peppers. Peppers and okra. What I typically tell people is when you're getting started, start with something that you eat. Not what you don't eat. What like you eat very regularly. So if you're someone who eats a lot of stew or tomato sauce, then maybe tomato sauce is what you want to grow first. This one I'm doing right here might only feel like three seedling pots. So I think I prefer it in this bowl than in the flower vase I was using. I want to make sure I mix as much as possible so I don't have to do this too many times. Yes. God. If you have any questions about gardening, drop it in the chat. I am not a master gardener, but I know a few things. So for those who want to add like bunny compost to their seedlings, the main thing I'll tell you is just add a little bit. They just need a little bit of dose right now, not a lot, because they're still fragile. They're like a baby. They're basically babies anyway. And if you have questions about seeds from seeds to sprout, you can drop it and I will answer as I go along. Welcome those who are joining from TikTok. Welcome in. Alright, so once I have my soil prepared, I'm going to show you what the final stage should be like when you're transplanting. Okay? Alright. Alright. I think we're good now. Let's get it up. Yeah. Alright. I'm going to take you along to my station. Call it station. My phase 1 place, location, so you can see what phase 1 looks like. Alright, so this is what the soil looks like. The finished soil that is ready for use for transplanting. That's what it looks like. Okay, so as a reminder, potting mix, some little bunny compost and water. So your 3 main ingredients. So this is what my station looks like. It's going to go from here to here. Initially I had a different location. However, there were some critters that was eating my pepper plants. And so I was like, you know what? My hard work is not going to go to waste. So I relocated essentially. So basils are fine. These are the ones I transplanted last week. And they're doing very well. Okay. These are more basils. If you notice, I planted more basils in a pot. And the reason is because basils don't need that much space to grow compared to peppers. And what I do when I do, these ones are dry, I need to water them. When I do plant outside in my raised bed, I do something called square foot gardening. Alright, so this right here are the ones I'm going to be transplanting. If you can see, these ones here are dried out. So I'm going to put in some water in here before almost dried out, before I transplant. Or maybe I'll leave it so you guys can see what I mean. It's not completely dry out, but this right here will transplant easily compared to that one. But these are the ones I'm going to be transplanting today, as well as a bunch of basils. You guys can see peppers and basils. Okay, any questions about basils or peppers, you can ask me. All right, here are some more peppers I'm going to be transplanting today. If you ask me how many peppers I have, answer, I do not know. But I have over 10 peppers. Overtime peppers for sure. Alright. Dump this one's in water for a second. What else again? Right here, I'm not transplanting this, but this is ashwagandha. Cereal, okay, they're asking me for it. Okay, I don't have questions. It says Q&A. But this right here is ashwagandha. I grew 4 ashwagandha seeds. Well, let's say 8. And only 2 sprouted. Okay? So that's why it's very good. It's very important that when you're growing seeds in your seed tray, what I typically do is I grow more than 1 in a seed tray, just in case one doesn't sprout. You know what I mean? I don't do like 1 per seed tray, because you end up finding out that some of them are not going to sprout, and so you spend so many days waiting for them to sprout and nothing sprouts. So if you're doing that in a seed tray, for example, for peppers, I planted 2 in each little square there. All right, so to get started, we're going to get our stuff. Yeah. Okay. Clearly, I don't have enough. I have to go outside and get some more. But what I was going to tell you guys is, if you're looking to get transplanting pots, one tip or one free way to get it is to go to the stores like Home Depot, for example. That's where I usually get most of my stuff. If you go to Home Depot, you can ask them for recycled transplanting pots, and you get some. That's what, so that you don't have to spend money on that. All right, so what I typically do is fill this. I'm going to take this down a notch so I can be on the same level with, or almost the same level with the other thing I'm doing right here. All right. Okay, so what I typically do is fill this way, fill this halfway, right? Depending on, you know, not halfway, 3/4 way, depending on the plant. For example, the reason I said depending on the plant, my tomatoes are very, very leggy, so I filled it halfway because I wanted to bury as much of the stem inside, right? Versus pepper that is so tiny like this, I'm probably going to fill it almost all the way to the top. Does that make sense? All right. Now with this pot here, it's way bigger than the usual other ones that I have. I'm going to plant my basils here, and I'm going to plant about, basically going to take one of this cube right here and plant the whole thing, and it's about 4 of them in each seed tray. All right, let's go. I don't have much time. My baby is sleeping, so I'm like, this is the opportunity to do what I got to do. So pretty much to pull this in successfully, you just push, and then take, because there are other seeds here. I'm being careful, and this is what it looks like for those who have not seen the roots before. Have you ever planted kidney beans? No, I haven't planted kidney beans, but I plan to plant beans this year. This will be my first time planting beans, but yeah, is that something you're interested in doing? There's a question here, if someone asking if I've ever planted kidney beans. So I fill this one all the way to the top because the roots here are not, the stem rather is not much. And what I do, if you want to separate stuff, you separate them, just then gently separate it. And the reason I'm separating it, even though I'm planting them together, is because I want to give them rooms. All right, so this is what it looks like, separated. Okay, right. So you see how this sticks together, the soil, when it's moist and you want to transplant, it makes it easy to transplant. So what I'm going to do is just use my finger to put a hole like this, so you guys can see. Take my finger and put a hole, and then just duct this inside. Pretty much. That's for basil. Basil is very easy. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing. If you need me to adjust my camera, please let me know. Do the same thing. Duck a hole in there. Throw this inside. Ooh, this one is proving a little bit difficult. And like so. I'm even thinking I should have added more soil so they can be more at the top, but it'll be fine. And then this is the last 2. Okay, You know, when you go to the stores and you get to these basils, right? You guys know there's like how many how many is in one pot. Do you guys know? This is very helpful. I need this information. Thank you. Great tips. Oh, you're welcome. When you guys go to the grocery store or the gardening store, whatever, how many basils do you see in the pot? It's always a lot, right? So that's why this year I'm not even sparing them in pot. And the other method I use for gardening, for those who, if you have a small space, you have a raised garden bed, but you don't have that much space. One other tip is to use the square foot gardening method. And what is that? That's basically planting by the square foot. And each plant, depending on the type of plant, can allow several amount or just one plant per square foot, depending again on the plant. So this is right here, basil, done. I'm thinking I want to even plant more basils in here, because like I say, I lack space. And let me see how many pots I have left. Okay, if you're just joining, you can get free transplanting pots from the gardening store. Home Depot is one place you can get one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I just have 2 more of this, and I have 4 of this left. So I'm going to plant some extra ones here. Let me add more soil around these ones. I want to be done with the basil so I can move on to the peppers. So back to the square foot gardening that I was talking about. So when you're square foot gardening allows you to maximize your tiny space. So I have a U-shaped raised garden bed outside, and in order for me to maximize that space, I use square foot gardening method. So for square foot gardening method, the basils, for example, I can grow 4 basils in 1 square foot. The peppers, however, I can only grow 1 pepper in a square foot. Now listen, the tomatoes, you need 4 square foot to grow 1 tomato plant. So that's why I don't plant that many tomatoes in my garden, because by the time I only plant about 5 tomatoes in my garden every year. Because by the time I plant, if you can imagine, by the time I put 10 tomatoes, my whole garden bed is full. So the other way I maximize my space is because we eat pepper in our house. I grow spicy pepper, hot peppers. So 1 hot pepper one hot ghost pepper can cover 4 habanero pepper when I'm cooking. So another way I save my space is planting things that are hotter, so that when I use it, I don't need as many to use it. So for those who are into pepper gardening and don't have space, that's one thing you can do. When do you move them outside? Okay, thank you for your question, Rapture. So it takes about 6 to 8 weeks for them to be indoors. So after about 2 months, that's 8 weeks, right? Then I start moving them outside to get them ready for outside. But you don't move them immediately. You do something called hardening, which if you look at my videos that I've posted, for those that are just joining in or doing basils right now from last year, you're gonna see how I harden them. So I harden them for about, so from what I learned, there are ways you can harden them. You can do 3 overcast days, and an overcast day basically just means a day where it's not sunny, it's not cold, it's not too hot or too cold, just kind of like a cloudy day. That's what an overcast day is called. So you can do 3 overcast day, or for a whole week, you can bring them out. First of all, introduce them to a couple hours of sun, or actually the first day, just take them out under a shade. The second day, introduce them to a couple hours of sun, take them back in. Third day, more hours, take them back in. So each day you increase their exposure to light for a whole week, and then they'll be ready to go outside full on. But after they'll be ready to go in ground. Once they go in ground though, especially where I'm based, see these 3 together, they're really so close together. I'm not sure that I will separate them. Let's see what I can do. So back to what I was saying. I think I'll try to separate them. Not working. Not working. I'll leave them together. If one dies, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We'll be all right. So that was way too close. Okay, I was being too. Don't know what was happening there when I was putting them inside the seedling tray. Maybe I was going overboard with that. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So once you put them in ground, though, you do not want to, especially based on where you live. Like where I'm based in, I think it's zone 7. The weather can change crazily. One day can be really, really, really hot, and because they're still a little bit fragile, even though I've hardened them, the best thing to do is put a shed cloth over. So some of my videos I think I've done it like twice already this in all the years of my gardening. Once I put them in ground, I still put some shed cloth over them to protect them from too much heat, the sunlight, because the sunlight can burn them. They can die or be damaged. You understand? So you still want to get some shed cloth for them. This one right here, it's a little bit leggy, so I'm trying to get it inside as much as possible and to cover up the extra leggy part. So yeah, hope that answers your question. And for those that are wondering why I'm planting basil, zone 7, yeah, okay, zone 7, yeah. And the other thing I was gonna say is that if you're wondering why I'm planting basils, when I said I mostly plant peppers, because basils are also companion plants. And what companion plant does that it attracts the right kind of bugs to your garden that will help your plants grow, and it also deters certain pests, okay, bugs that would harm your garden. So the best way to drive away pests and all that, bugs and wrong bugs, the ones that eat your plant, is to do companion planting. All right, so each plant has its own companion planting and combative plant. Combative plant means that they will be fighting for nutrient and space and all that. All right, so you don't want to plant a combative plant beside another plant. All right, so for example, tomatoes and peppers, they're combative, so I don't plant them right beside each other. Before I plant a pepper, I would have put some rows of basils. Basil is also a companion plant for tomatoes, so it goes, I get my herb as well as help protect my plant. So this is another basil. If you notice, I did different kind of basil this year, but typically I do this one. And the thing about basil, if it smells like this, it doesn't smell, but if you put it on your hand, it smells nice. I'm in zone 7 as well, Maryland. Yep, I'm in Maryland too. Yes. Alrighty. So typically when I do my peppers, my basils, right? In the past, I typically buy my basils from the store. But I have so many basil seeds at home. I'm like, why do I have to do that? Alright, this is basil again. Alright, I hope by this time you guys get the gist of how to break them nicely. And I think if you're worried that, oh my god, I'm cutting off the roots, it's breaking, oh no, they're gonna form new roots again. So do not worry. I would not worry, okay? Alrighty. I'm happy because I'm forging ahead while my son is sleeping. This is like the best thing ever for me. Okay. Alright. So I still have 2 of this to grow, guys. So I need to make space some way, somehow. I'm gonna plant outside the frame. Let me know if you guys can see. I learned that you can actually move the comments to the side so you can see what I'm doing. So what are you planting, Rapture? Because you're asking me about kidney beans. Are you planning to plant kidney beans? Is that what you want to do? Okay, see how that went smoothly inside? For those who are gardening, drop a comment. Let me know where you're joining from and what you plan to plant this year, rather. I'm just getting used to calling my zone, but I'm not really familiar with zone. So just tell me what state you're joining from, because those zone things, that's kind of, I had to tell myself severally I'm in zone 7 to remember, because I don't remember. Let me see. And that's now I'm planting, and every year I go to the Maryland Extension website to figure out some certain things. So, and if you feel like, oh my god, I didn't plant enough of the stem, you know, deep enough or whatnot, you can just top it up with a soil on the side. You know what I mean? That's what you could do. Hey, welcome in, V. Alrighty, so this other two right here, I'm going to go ahead and divide them amongst the remaining pots. The second one I planted, I don't know if that's lime basil, but I wish I labeled it, because I don't like that basil. I don't like how it looks. Anyways, so let me go ahead. This is 5 basils right here. I'm gonna go ahead and try to separate them and move them along. Move them along to the next place. These two are close together. I'm just gonna leave them the way they are. I don't want to mess them up because they're really close together. Again, for those who are just joining, I'm basically using just my fingers to dip the hole inside, and then I'm covering it up. I'm gonna do the same here. They're really, really close together, so I'm just gonna I'm gonna leave them as is, because what I learned from trying to separate them in that other place is that not a good idea. Not a good idea. So I'm not doing it again. Okay. Alright, so this is my second batch of transplanting. For those who are just joining, I've transplanted some plants already. And this one has a stronger smell. That's why I like it. The other one, you can't even tell if I'm planting anything. Like, is that basil? You don't even smell anything. Alright, this was my perfect one I did first. Alright, and this is the last one for basils. Yay! I'm always excited to move on to the next phase. For me, the hardest part of this process of getting them into from seed all the way to harvest, the hardest part for me is, I won't say the hardest part, the one that keeps me so busy that I don't really like is the hardening process, because I'm taking them in, moving them out, taking them back in. Oh my god, it just sounds like even for me, as I'm telling you, I'm already tired. I'm just telling you, and I'm tired from telling you that. It's like in out that first one. But if you can just hang in there for 1 week, you'll be glad you did so. If you don't harden your plants, what happens is that they get the sun scorches them, and the plants, and they die. So after working so hard to get the seedlings to the next phase, if you're impatient and you don't want to go through that phase of hardening, then what happens is that all your efforts go to waste. Pretty much, that's what's gonna happen. So that's why you have to just close your eyes and do what is necessary to do to get your plants to the next phase successfully. That's what I tell myself anyways, so I can do what I have to do. All right. Okay. It's gonna be a little bit of overcrowding here with this basil, but I'm not too worried, like I said before, because basils grow nicely together. They're like almost like they need each other to grow well. And I'm transplanting them. I'm gonna be transplanting them in a bunch, not just one plant at all by itself. Alright. This is right here. Thank you for the likes, King da Salvia. I appreciate the likes. All right, it's the last two right here. And for those who are just joining, I know King Dasavia, you're just joining. Pretty much transplanting over here. We started our gardening from seed, our plants from seed, and I typically do that for majority of my plants. Like some other companion plants like marigold. That's another companion plant, guys. In case you're wondering, what other companion plant you could plant with your stuff, like peppers. Another one is marigold. Okay, this area is not the best area. I'm gonna put that back. Where can I plant this? Where can I plant this? Technically, I can plant this with one pepper. I could technically plant this with one pepper plant or one tomato plant. Let me do that because the space here is already full. Let me do it right here. Yes. So marigold is another one that I do not plant from seed. I get it from the store. Okay, because what I find with me is that when it comes to planting things that are not edible, for some reason I'm not successful at planting it. I don't know if anybody's like me. It's like I try my best every time to plant these things that are not edible, and it does die. They die. However, if I'm planting food, hey, the food will be growing. Yeah, the peppers grow very well. Just that whole flower thing, me and flowers, we don't do well. Anybody saying something? Oh, thank you for the heart, me. Let me see if I can see very well. Thank you for the heart, me, King Desavia. Appreciate it. Let me see if I can see you. Yeah, I want this thing to stay up a little bit so I can see you. Oh, you're laughing? Yeah. Like me and flowers, anything not edible, my hands cannot keep them alive for some strange reason. Like anytime I'm trying to plant that is not edible, it doesn't want it. My hands is like, no, we're not doing this. We can't spend our time planting flowers. No way. It doesn't live. But the moment I say let me plant pepper and all that, it does well for the most part. Like I'm successful planting other things that are not edible. That are edible, sorry, rather. I'm so creative. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I love to. I'm actually creative. That's like my thing. I enjoy it. And you guys, guess what I'm planning to do? My birthday is next month, and I'm planning to. For my birthday, I'm planning that I was give myself a gift of vermicomposting. So I'm like, you know what? I could do other things, but like, you know what? Let me try this vermicomposting. I've been trying to compost for a very long time, but I just haven't found this one that I would like to do. Like the thought of going and turning a whole compost bin like this, I don't. That idea doesn't sit well with me. I'm not gonna do it well. So I was like searching, and I found vermicomposting, and that's what I'm most likely gonna be doing. For a year, I want to try it out. You know. At first, I'm like, oh my god, I might waste money and whatnot. But I'm like, if I never try, I will never know. So I got myself some books. I went to the library today. Got myself some books, and I will be vermicomposting. Period. I'm gonna start most likely in the fall. They say the best time is to start in the spring, but in the fall is not bad either. And the reason they say fall or winter is not the best time per se is just for the fact that the worms do better in not too hot or too cold temperature. But the good news though is that in the winter they lay eggs. So this is bunny compost for those who are just joining. And with this, pretty much, since they're still seedling, you don't want to add too much of it, but just not add enough to help with growing the plant. So bunny compost is rich in nitrogen, which is needed for the plant's leaves to grow real good. So yeah, that's why I add bunny compost. It doesn't smell. It's called cold compost because you can apply it directly to the plant. So that's why I use bunny compost. All right. I had a bunny before. I don't have a bunny anymore. So this is my last batch of bunny compost. So henceforth, moving on next year, by God's grace, I will be having warm compost. So I wouldn't need my bunny compost anymore. So yeah, and most of what I plant with is actually organic. I'll say everything actually. Every year I top my soil in my raised bed outside with horse manure, free horse manure, guys. So if you're looking for how to get free soil, go to your local farm area and ask them. Some of them are trying to get rid of those manure. Some of them sell it. So search around until you find the ones that are just trying to get rid of them. You get it for free. So every year I top my garden, my raised bed, with free soil. Can you beat that? No, you can't. And I'm about to get some more free compost when I start doing my vermicomposting. And for those who are not familiar with vermicomposting, vermicomposting basically means using worm to create compost, right? With food scraps in your kitchen, from your kitchen rather. But you think about it, we started doing some juicing and all that. Without even juicing, you have scraps. You eat bananas. You have leaves, orange peels. You know, we have eggshells and stuff like that. Those things can work for you. Instead of throwing them out, you know, into the trash, you can turn it into compost that you would pay for in the store. So why pay for something that you can create yourself? Have you ever thought of that before? Why should you pay for something that you can create yourself? It doesn't make sense. So if you're considering if it's something you should do, if you have the space or the time, create time. Forget about time. If you have the space or time, you can never have time if you decide you don't want to have time. You don't have time for anything. Anyways, let me start with a simple one so I can get it out of the way. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, now there's one hiding. For those who are just saying, this is pepper plants. It's most likely. Why is it saying basil? It's not basil. This is ghost pepper most likely. All right. It's about a transplant. So it's gonna be 1 pepper per plant. I think what I had in mind. Okay, this is what I have to do. Oh my God, there are 2. Lord have mercy. All right. Do you sell them? No, I don't sell them, but that's one way you can make money as a gardener. I'm planting some of this, and some of them I'm giving them away. Because some people don't have the patience to do this from seedlings, so they don't have the space. So I end up, doing it. I do it for them, and then I give it to them when it's ready. I give it to them. But it's something, yeah, what looking into, like selling them. The other part about selling also is this whole thing about, I think you need some kind of permit or something like that, and I'm just like, Lord have mercy, nobody got time for that. All right, did you guys see how I simply transplanted that? That was pretty easy. See right here, all done. Okay, move it to the side. Okay, sorry, I was listening to see if my son is crying. If you see me rushing, it's because I have only, God knows, whenever he wakes up. So if you're just looking at this for the first time, this is how you get those things out of there. Oh, this one is a little bit too wet because I literally just put some water in here. And then to separate them gracefully, look for the center and split gently. Don't pat it down too much to give some space. Use your fingers to dig the hole. You want all of the roots to go inside. And if it's leggy means that the stalk is just dancing. Like my tomato plant was dancing. If it's a little bit too leggy, what do? You bury it in. You bury this part in as much as possible. If it's too tall. Alright. somebody might ask me, how do you know it's leggy? Okay, you know if it's leggy if you see the plant look like they're dancing, like the legs like with just two tiny leaves like this, and you see very long stem. That's how you know that it's leggy. Okay. Oh, what did I just do? That was a mistake. I shouldn't have planted this together because pepper need only one per pot. So I just pull that out, plant this. Alright, dip a hole inside with your fingers. I need 2 fingers sometimes, what, depending on your plant. But that's it right there. Alright, so I've done 2 already. Guys, this is a process. Okay. It takes time, but hey, the result is worth it. Totally worth it. So I'm just gonna say totally worth it. Nothing as good as planting what you eat yourself. And it tastes way better than what's in the store. That's just the truth. This one right here is not ready. You guys see that? So I'm gonna just take it from the side and I'll put it back in the seed tray. I've done that before for one of the plants. I'm gonna show you. I did that last week. Oh, it's right here for this one. Oh my gosh, I did it for this one right here. I didn't want to kill it, so what I did was to move it aside and put it back in, and it's growing just fine. Doing just fine, just fine. All right, there we go, there we go. So I need to go to Home Depot now and ask for more pots, because as you guys can see, I ran out of pots. I ran out of pots. Sorry guys, going over here. Okay, I ran out of pots and almost out of soil. I think I might have some more in the garage. Just need to go check. Alright. How many more peppers do I have to plant? Before I plant more peppers, let me move these ones across. Yeah. So if you want to save your plant, just gently remove this little seedling and then put it back into the seed tray. That's literally what I'm doing right now. Gently back into the seed tray, just as you would in the pot. All right. And the soil I use for seed trays are different from the one I use for my transplant, because they need different nutrients at each phase of their growth. This one right here, I'm about to move it to. I moved it last week and I'm moving it again. Sorry, little one, but that's the only one left here. It wouldn't make sense to leave it here, if that makes sense. So it's this little one. I could have thrown it away, you know, and be like, oh, we don't need it. But I was like, nah, why should I abort this thing? It's doing just fine, leave it alone. So I put it back in there. Ta-da! Alright. So now I got a lot of things to wash. I'm gonna worry about that later. How many more plants do I have to plant? Okay. Someone ask any question? No questions, okay. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Lord have mercy. I still got 19 to go, guys. 19 to go. Okay. Before I start it up again, let me do this last 2 here. And then I will go ahead and check the garage for any extra pots I have. I might have to continue tomorrow. This might have to be continued tomorrow. There we go. It's not a little too much water. Alright. Alright, there we go. Here you go, guys. Da, 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 da. Welcome in, DJ. If you're just joining for the first time, welcome in. I'm showing you how to transplant your peppers successfully. I thought I saw a spider. You're like, what? You're scared of spiders? Are you serious? Yes. I don't like spiders. I'm not scared of them. But I don't like to be surprised by them either. But if they come around me, well, don't know what that means. Forget about it. Somebody that just left. Oh, Sylvia. King. That's Sylvia. Do you also garden? Or you just enjoy watching people that garden? Because me, for a long time, I just enjoyed watching people. I mean, I love to garden too, but I also enjoyed watching how people are doing it. Like farming in general, I enjoy watching. That's what I do on YouTube. Watch people gardening and farming. Then once in a while I watch a movie, but most of the time I'm watching people gardening or farming or raising animals or something. Alright. There's another one here. La 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 la. La 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 la. Alright. I'm gonna stop when the soil stops. When the soil stops, then I'll stop. La 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 la. Okay, the soil is about to stop. Guys, let me go ahead and get some more flower pots. Got us some more soil, and I'll be back. For now, let me do this. Push come to shove, I use this once. Let's get a lot to do. The soil is my stopping point. So, and by the look of things, this won't fit the remaining 18 plants I have to do. It's not gonna reach. It's not gonna reach. Matter of fact, might just be that. Might just be all of that. I might not need to go get any more pots. That might be all I'm gonna do today. Today is a brand new day, and I wanna say I'm not going back again, because I just looked at this and I realized that the pot is all I have. Oh, you can't waste. Are you serious? Are you serious right now, bud? So, are you serious, sir? Are you serious? So guys, a whole bag is what I use to transplant. I'm going to count the number of pots now, okay? So you guys can gauge how much bags we need. Whoa, I'm about 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. And about 4 here. So about 42 pots transplanted. I used a whole bag. Now I don't know what the bag size is, but you know the regular size of these things, right? Yeah, that's what I used to transplant. So I need to go to the store this evening or afternoon when they wake up. That's what I'm going to do, because today I have to definitely transplant them. They're way overgrown. I can't leave them any longer in here. So I gotta do what I gotta do, guys. If there's anybody that has vermicomposted before, please drop it in the chat, because I'm really curious about getting into this thing, and I don't of course I have to give myself room for error and all that, but I wanted to get it right. So as much information as I can gather, it'd be great. And if you're just joining and wondering what is she doing and how is she doing what she's doing, basically, yeah, I'm preparing the soil that I'm going to be using for transplanting. And what I do is I mix it with water, soil, I used Miracle Grow potting mix as well as bunny compost. And the reason I use bunny compost because it's a cold compost and it's rich in nitrogen. Actually, one of the compost that has the highest form of nitrogen. It's rich in nitrogen, and you can apply it directly to a plant and it won't burn the plant. Okay, so that's why you see people if you hear of gardeners looking for bunny compost, that is exactly why. You can apply it directly to a plant right away, literally. And the powdered form of the bunny compost is me just grinding the compost into powder. So I had a blender specifically for my compost. All right. Okay. I'm saying to myself which one I want to do. I think I want to move this ones first, just in case I don't ever get a chance to do it again. You know what I mean? Because I have a baby, and he gonna waking up soon and be like, you know. So let me move with what needs to be moved the most, like urgently moved. That's what I'm going with first. And these ones are so tall. I'm gonna show you guys. They're tall and overgrown at this point. They're like, move me, else I die. So I need to move it quickly, with immediate effect. I'm gonna show you them now. So I have only 5 plants, and I have to move what, almost 6 of there, or thereabout. Yeah. So this is the one I'm talking about that says, move me else I die. See how tall this thing is? Overgrown. This one I'm going to move them back because they do still need some touch there. And I'm going to move some of the other ones, the tiny ones, over there because they don't need to be here anymore. Alright guys, let's get to it. This is the last one for today. I have only 5 pots. Not enough soil, so I'm going to stop in after this. Thank you so much for those that hung with me throughout this. Good Lord, I have more than that. How many do I have here? My cayenne peppers are very precious to me. My peppers in general, so I'm not going to even mess with that. Alright. Again, just use your fingers. Dip it right there. And then duck this thing in here. Duck it in. Alright, duck it in like that. And top it up with some soil. Alright. And that's pretty much it. Don't press it down too much, okay? And for those who are wondering, technically, I should have done this. I should have started planting peppers very early in March, but I did not due to unforeseen contingencies. So my plants are going to be going into the ground a little bit later. Probably going to be ending of May as opposed to Mother's Day. Because Mother's Day is rule of thumb in this area that, oh, Mother's Day you get it in ground, but the way things are going, it's not going to be the case for this one. Alright, let's keep going. Let's keep moving. Chop, chop, chop. Chop, chop, chop. This one again has a tiny one here. I don't want to lose it, so I'm going to transplant it to the other side. Alright. Separating it nicely. Of course. You're like, why don't you want to lose it? She has 500 plants. Hey, I told you there are people that are asking for these plants. People are like, Tope, your hands are blessed. Please, help me grow it. I'll come and collect it later. I'm like, okay, fine. So that's why you see me here. I'm growing 500 plants. Other than the fact that my husband loves peppers, so that's the main reason I'm even growing the peppers anyways. As for me, I don't need that much peppers. And this is beneficial for those who are joining, because I tell you right now, I didn't plant peppers in 2024, 25, that's last year. And guess what? We are still using the pepper from 2024. See that? So is it worth doing? Yep, yep, yep. Yes, it is. It's worth planting your thing yourself. Okay. All right. And there goes for the last one. Oh, I have two more. Okay, okay. Marinate. Go. Good. Well done. You guys can see it's quite dry. It's gonna like crumble easily, as you can see. This is cayenne pepper. This is what cayenne pepper looks like. Splitting it up into two gently. Dig a hole with your fingers. Use your fingers and press it in. Make your hole. Duck it in. Make sure that your roots are inside, because it's not your roots you're trying to you want your roots grow downwards, so you want them inside the soil to do its work. Okay, to tap the nutrients from the soil. All right, cayenne done. I want to see if there's another. I know there's no other pot. I want to see if there's another little pot that I can leverage instead of using this big pot. I really don't need to leverage that big pot for the cayenne. I'll be right back, guys. Guys, that's it, guys. That's it, guys. I literally do not have any more pots. Oh my goodness. It sounds, I don't know how I'm excited about that. But I literally don't have any pots. So today we're going to we're going to go to Home Depot, get more soil rather, a bag of soil. I probably need a small one, not the big one, because I'm almost done. Almost kind of done. Get a soil, get a bag of soil, and then finish my transplanting either today or tomorrow. But I gotta finish this set of transplanting because they're ready to move. And then the last one will be phase 3, the last set, as you guys see. Still got a lot to transplant. Very nice. Thank you garden plants. I see your title is garden plant, so I suspect that you garden. What do you garden? What do you grow? The little soils I have left, I'm just gonna top some of my plants here with the soil. I'm going to go to Home Depot this afternoon. You know what's interesting? I was close to Home Depot. I should have gone, but I didn't calculate correctly. Alright, let me show you guys what I've done so you guys can see. It's gonna be my last set. This is my bunny compost right here, which I'm going to use for the last set. I still have a little bit of compost left. That are not blended. So I'm going to use. Okay. So this one is what I need to transplant between today and tomorrow. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plants to do between now and tomorrow. And then I'm going to take you over to my other side. I think I can flip my screen. Can I flip my screen? Yeah, I can. I'm going to flip my screen and show you the rest of my garden spot. Alright? I'm going to take this first camera first. Yeah. So, thank you, garden plants. What do you plant? Let me flip this over in the meantime while you respond to my question. I'm going to flip the camera. Okay. So this is phase 1 of my station here. And as you can see, things are moving along. I had 6 of this right here, 3 here, 3 here, consisted of tomatoes, peppers, basils, ashwagandha, onions. And so far, all my tomatoes have moved. Some of my peppers today, all my basils moved. This is what is left. That will be here for another 1 week. And this one, majority of them are going today or tomorrow. So we'll be left with only 2 seed trays for another week. And that's pretty much what we're going to be going through. This one's asking me if I'm still here. Let me slide it over. Okay, give me a second. Because I'm stirring on 2 places. It's asking me if I'm here. Okay. So this is station number 2, where you have the grow lights going from under here. And on the top, I put my other grow lights to have them grow. I have one rosemary right there. Oh, I'm in India. Awesome. That's nice. So what are you planting over there? Oh my God, do you plant ashwagandha? Because if you know about ashwagandha, please tell me. Because I started to plant ashwagandha. I know nothing about ashwagandha, but I know the benefits of ashwagandha. And I planted 4 and only 2 sprouted. This one came like 2 weeks after this one came. So I want to make sure that these 2 that I have survived. So if you have any information about ashwagandha, please tell me. But yeah, this is phase 2 of my plant here, where I transplanted them and they have the light. But it just gives them a bigger spot to grow with different potting soil, obviously. And this is it right here. I need to rearrange, like put the tomatoes. You see tomatoes are already hitting the grow light. You need to be about 2 to 4 inches. This right here, I think is a little bit too close. They might start getting burnt. So I have to move them to the top here where they have enough room to move. And I have about 13 tomato plants. All right. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for participating and being part of my life. I'm about to end the life right now. Oh, I'm from Maryland, but I'm waiting for garden 9 plants. Have you grown ashwagandha before? If you have, please tell me. I'm going to pause and just wait for you to tell me while I clean up. Okay? If you have grown ashwagandha, please tell me. I beg you. I want to make sure I get this ashwagandha right. Oh. Yeah. And for you guys over here, and I'll make sure I show you guys to my spot. I can flip the camera here. Alright, so this is my station number 1, where I started from seed to sprout. We have only 3 left out of 6. Ashwagandha, peppers, and over here is station number 2, basils, pepper, tomatoes. Basically the ones that were over here, I moved them over here to allow them grow. And from here we're going to move into phase 3, which is hardening. Right, this is steps, the hardening of the plants to get them ready for outside. In the meantime, while they're here, I simulate outside environment by using a fan to do the wind to strengthen their plants, and also simulate outside, because outside is going to be wind, there's going to be rain, there's going to be temperature, there's going to be heat, there's going to be sun. So try to simulate the environment as they grow indoors. Alrighty, thank you so much. That's Sylvia. I really appreciate you being here in live and your questions. Bye from this end. Bye. All right. Okay. Garden the plants. Anything for me? Okay. Oh. Yes. I'm planting ashwagandha and I need your help. Have you planted ashwagandha before? Please tell me yes. Because that's all I want to hear. All I want to hear is yes. Yes, and here is how to do it. That's what I want to hear. Okay, these ones I have to go clean them outside so I don't want to block my ooh, water poured. You know those, what are they? I go to my live timing. Oh, you're about to go to your live. Okay. I don't know how to connect with you at Garden 9 Plants. Okay. I'm going to connect with you. I'll see if I can. Garden 9 Plants. I'm trying to memorize the name so when I get off here, I can connect with you and come to your life. Alright. Garden 9 Plants. Alright, connect with me so that I can easily grab you. Because I would like to see your live too. Alright. Alright guys, thank you everyone for watching. I appreciate you. Bye. Bye-bye.